Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another session of Nata Live with THiNC Institute of Design. Today, we are having a sprint where we are going to discuss about various topics, and you're going to have back-to-back sessions full of architectural awareness, drawing, and GK that will help you in your preparation for Nata. I hope you all already know me by now. You have attended some previous live sessions by me. I am architect Nishitha Joshi. I'm a conservation architect from Chhattisgarh, and I am a heritage expert. I work with ASI and UNESCO for conservation and restoration of historic monuments, and I'm an alumnus of SPA Bhopal. I'm a faculty of architectural awareness at THiNC Institute of Design, and we conduct these live sessions for you exclusively every week, where we discuss various topics that are very important parts of JEE Paper 2 and NATA that will help you in your upcoming exams preparation. So today in this live session, I've brought a very important topic that you all should know about if you want to study architecture, that is building components. Simply, this means parts of a building. So in today's session, in today's live session, we will be discussing about the various parts of a building. Just like we have different body parts in a human body, similarly, a building also has different parts. They are also known as building components or building elements. And they all have some or the other important significance in a building. So today we will be discussing such components of building that have various tasks and they are added in a building for various reasons. So let's just discuss what are these different building parts, and let's discuss what is their role or what is their importance to make a structure or to make a building nicely. So I hope you all can see this diagram. This is a cross section of a duplex building. Duplex means it has two floors. So you can see there is a ground floor and there is a first floor. So this is a residential building. It's a house. And you know that a house has different spaces, different kind of rooms. There's a bedroom, there's kitchen, there are washrooms, there is a living area, dining space, etc. There are different kind of spaces in this residence, but all these spaces are made up using different components of a building. So we'll start from the major part of buildings. Okay, so any building, it can be any kind of building, it is divided into two major parts. The first part is the one that is below the building, and the second part is the one, sorry, the first part is that is below the ground, and the second part which is above the ground. So the part of the building which is underground level, that is known as a substructure, because it is under the ground, that is why substructure. And the part of building which is above the ground, that is, it is above ground level. You can see a line here. Ground level is written. Ground level means the uppermost layer of ground, soil or road that is present in the vicinity of your site, in the plot where you're going to construct or design. The uppermost level of ground, that is your ground level. So everything that is above the ground level comprises of the superstructure. So in a lot of buildings, there will be parts like basement, there will be a parking, there will be some rooms, chambers, or spaces for storage in the underground area of buildings. So all of that will be a part of substructure. But in most buildings, we just have one very important component of building, that is a foundation. When we talk about superstructure, various parts like plinth, walls, door, window, flooring, roof slab, column, beam, lintel, all of this comprises of the superstructure. So I know that you might be hearing some of the words for the first time, but we'll discuss about all of them in the coming few minutes. So from this, you understand that there are two major components of a building, that is substructure and superstructure. So here you can see a proper definition as well. Substructure is the lower portion of the building. It is usually located below the ground level, which transmits the load of superstructure to the supporting soil. So foundation, as I told you, it is one of the major parts of substructure. Its main function is to transfer the load or the weight of the building to the ground, evenly to the ground, so that the building does not collapse. A foundation, therefore, is that part of the structure which is in direct contact with the ground, and it transmits the load of the building evenly to the ground. Then there is superstructure. This is that part of the building, that part of the structure which is above the ground, which you can see and observe from your eyes, which serves the purpose that is intended to it. As part of the superstructure located between the ground level um, and floor level, it is known as plinth. Plinth is the bottommost part of the superstructure, basically. After the ground level, plinth is the first part of the building that is constructed. So plinth is defined, therefore, as the portion or that the structure which is between the substructure and the rest of the structure which is above it. As it is immediately above the ground, you can also see that it is like more over like a transition layer that helps in this load transfer. So every building has these following components. It has a foundation for sure. If even if a building does not have anything else under the ground, there will definitely be a foundation. Then there are masonry units like walls, columns, beams, etc. Floor structure is there, roof structure is there. Roofs are also of different types. You might be knowing there is a flat roof which has a flat slab. There is a pitched roof. There is a domical roof. There is sometimes there is also a vaulted roof. So multiple types of roof structures are there. Then door, window, and openings are there. Vertical transportation structures such as staircase, lift, ramp, escalator, etc. All of these things are there. And building finishes. Building finishes means all that material that is used to finish different parts of the building, like for flooring, tiles or marble or whatever you are using to, decorate your flooring. That is a finishing material for your floor. Similarly, for walls, it can be paint, it can be a wallpaper, sometimes it can be a laminate or a veneer as well. And so on and so forth. For different components of your buildings, there can be different finishing materials. Like if you're making a pitched roof in a rural household in India, a lot of the states will have a wooden roof. It will have a wooden frame, but the finishing material will be clay or terracotta tiles, which will be the covering material for the roof or the finishing material. So in this manner, there can be various kinds of finishing materials as well, known as building finishes. So we'll be discussing all of these components in the coming slides. Let's come back to this diagram again. Why I'm showing this diagram to you, so that you can visualize each and every part of the building and you can relate which part is located where in the building and what is its purpose. So if you see this diagram and when you look at all the components that are marked systematically, then it makes more sense that what would be the use of a building. So first of all, you should know that the type of structures that are being made in contemporary buildings are framed structures. There are different type of structures, like there is a load bearing structure, there is a post and lintel structure, deviated structure is there, arcuate structure is there, which has arches and domes. Similarly, there is a framed structure which is in most common use nowadays. This framed structure has a frame that carries the entire weight or load of the building. This frame consists of some structural members. So these structural members are foundation, column, lintel, beam, and slab. So these are the structural members of your building. So whenever we make any building nowadays, we make this frame first. It is like a mesh or like a frame, like the skeleton that is there in human body. Similarly, this frame is made and after that walls are constructed. So walls are just like partition that are covering a space to create different rooms or to construct a building, but the entire load of the building is carried by these structural members. So you can see one of the first structural members is foundation. Then you can see here column is written. So column is the second structural member. Then wherever there are top of door and windows, the top portion of door and window, there is a beam there to protect the door or window opening from crack or damage. That is called a lintel. So lintel will be there. Then there will be a beam right below the roof to support the roof slab. So that beam is a structural member. And this roof slab, which you can see here in gray color, this is also a structural member. In 2023 Nata, there was a question. Even in JE 2022, there was a similar question where these different structural members of the building were mentioned, and you had to arrange them in increasing order, meaning from bottom to top, you had to arrange these components of a building in a systematic order, like what is the bottommost, then second, then third, and then topmost. So in this way, you had to arrange this. So having a good understanding of this load bearing mechanism is also very important. Then once you go above the ground level, you can see the plinth. Plinth is the bottommost part of superstructure. Plinth is like a small platform on which the building is resting. We cannot make the building directly on the mud or the floor or the ground that you have. So we make a protective layer, a small platform on which the building can rest. And the major purpose of making a plinth is to protect the building from the effect of moisture that is present in the soil, then flooding water that gets flooded in the cities sometimes because of excessive rain or because of some natural calamity, and from the effects of rodents and insects that are present in the soil. So this plinth protects the building from all of these threats. Then there are walls. These walls can be made of different materials, like they can be stone walls, there can be brick walls, there can be wooden walls, mud walls, etc. Depending on region to region, different materials are used to construct walls. In a country like India, where there is so much geographical and climatic difference, of course, there are so many building materials. We have also taken a previous live session on building materials, so you can find that video on our channel and you can see that video to understand the different building materials that can be used for construction. Apart from that, there is flooring. Flooring is a finishing layer on which we walk, we stand, we keep our furniture. This finishing layer is very important because if we do not make that, then our floor will be exposed with the iron bars or the concrete that is used to construct the plinth, and it will keep on getting damaged with time, and water will also start seeping in, damaging the plinth and further damaging the foundation. So that is why flooring is also a very important part of this building. After that, there are some openings on the walls of the buildings. These openings are in the form of windows, doors, and sometimes ventilators. There is also a unique kind of opening that is known as a skylight. This skylight is present in the roof of a building, and usually you will find skylights in triangular or sloped roofs, mostly in very cold regions, because there they want to capture maximum sunlight. So sometimes they give a skylight so that they can capture that extra sunlight in their space, which is otherwise dull or gloomy. So all these openings have different purposes. If I talk about a door, it is a means of horizontal transportation. You can go from one space of the building to another, from outside the building to inside, and vice versa. So it allows horizontal transportation within a building, and when you need privacy, you can just shut it. But there are some things that a door cannot always provide. That is why we need a window. These things are natural light, that is sunlight, we need ventilation, and we need good air circulation. For this, we require windows. You already know that there are different types of windows that are available, and different types of windows are also used in different parts of the world depending on availability of materials, and also depending on local climate and weather conditions. The size of a window can increase or decrease due to effect of climate, and even the design or style of window can vary from region to region. So you should know about the different types of windows and different types of doors. Please read about it in detail. Then there are ventilators. So it is not always possible to make a regular window, especially in spaces like washrooms, in kitchen, where you need extra privacy. We cannot make a window at a regular height. So in such places, we provide a ventilator at a larger height, where it allows the movement of air. Fresh air can come in, the smelly air can go out. It requires some natural sunlight to flow in, but it does not expose the private space to the outer world. So that is why we need ventilators and skylight. I've already told you about. Then you can see that there are some vertical transportation mediums in a building as well. You will find staircase, lift, escalator, ramp, etc. This will allow movement from one floor to another. You can also find railings in staircases. This is just there for safety. And a similar building component to railing is a parapet. Parapet you will usually find on a roof, and the only basic difference between parapet and railing is that parapet is more strong. It is made of a more solid material like brick, sometimes stone or mud. And railing is usually very delicate, very see-through. Their ornamentation and design is given more importance. It is not that tough or permanent structure. Then we already discussed about roof. There can be various types of roofing styles and different kind of materials can be used for constructing a roof. For example, in this diagram, you can see a roof slab which is made of RCC, that is reinforced cement concrete. Now let's read a little bit about all of these components. Yes, I've missed one, that is ceiling. So the area at the bottom of your roof slab, that is known as a ceiling, and nowadays we see that for home decor and to give a very well finished look to spaces, we also create a false ceiling. If you know what kind of materials can be used in the false ceiling, you can write them in the comments and let everyone know. So I'll just quickly discuss the basic definitions of all of these parts. Foundation, we have discussed it. Its basic function is to transmit the different types of loads acting in a building evenly to the ground. There are different types of foundations as well, and these are used depending on the climate around, the type of soil that you're constructing on, the bearing capacity of soil, how strong the soil is, how deep the bedrock can be found. Multiple factors are there, and if there is a large water body near your site, multiple factors act upon this, and on the basis of that, we decide what kind of foundation we will construct. If you are making a high-rise building or skyscraper, that is also a deciding factor. For smaller buildings, foundation is much more simpler. So some basic types are pad foundation, strip foundation, raft foundation, and pile foundation. These are some of the more commonly used, but there are many others. Please read about it in detail. So next is masonry units such as wall and columns. You already know that one of the most common material to make a wall nowadays is a brick. Red clay brick is the more famous one, but these days a new type of bricks are also coming, like fly ash bricks. You might have seen them, they're gray in color, and there are buildings which are being made with fly ash brick now, which is considered a slightly more eco-friendly material as compared to red clay bricks. Masonry is a very interesting word here. Last year in JEE, it was asked that what kind of construction is known as masonry, and there were four options. Masonry is a type of construction that can be linked with both brick construction and stone construction. So please do not get confused. In one of the previous years, it was asked that what is the kind of construction done with stone called? And there were four options. So masonry was the right answer. So you can use the word masonry for both stone and brick. So walls, as you know, nowadays walls are more of a partition. Even the exterior and interior walls of a building, they just act as partition and non-load bearing members. But earlier in the older times when load bearing structures were made, then the walls also were very thick and they used to carry the load of the building. Nowadays it is not so. Nowadays we make very comparatively very thin walls, and brick is one of the more common materials that is used in urban areas. Then I was talking about lintel. So here you can see that how a lintel beam has been constructed over a wall opening. It can be constructed over a window or a door, and the major purpose to make a lintel is to protect the opening from cracking or breaking. Usually, nowadays, lintels are being constructed with RCC. Traditionally, we also saw brick lintels and we've also seen wooden lintels. But nowadays, RCC has become a more common material. Then we talked about flooring. You can see that there are different type of floor finishes. You can see it around you as well in your home, your school, your coaching. You will find different types of floorings are there. There can be wooden flooring, there can be tiles of various types. Even in the market today, variety of tiles are also available. Then there can be a natural stone like marble or kota stone that can be a building material. And then there can be carpets. These days, various kind of laminates are also there, which can just be sticked to the flooring to give a finish or to give a certain kind of design. So various kind of flooring materials are there, floor finishes are there. And the top portion of the plinth is actually the base of your floor finish. Then roof, it can be a variety of types. We commonly see that in areas where there is heavy rainfall or heavy snowfall, there we prefer a sloping roof or a triangular roof so that the pouring rain or the snow does not settle on the roof, so that it can very smoothly glide down. And places where it is comparatively more dry or there is less rainfall and no snowfall, in such areas we prefer a flat roof because it is comparatively better in certain kind of climates. So what kind of roof will be made is actually a very well calculated decision more than an aesthetic one, which is dependent on climatic conditions of any region. Then parapet, we were talking about this, that parapets are present around the roof. The major purpose to make a parapet is to provide safety to someone who is standing or doing any activity on the roof so that they do not fall down. And parapet is comparatively a stronger, more solid structure as compared to a railing. Then door, window, and other kind of opening. So there are different types of doors, different types of windows. They all have openable shutters. Windows can be of different types. There can be diagonally opening windows, horizontally opening windows, and vertically opening windows. And in that also there are different varieties. So please read more about it. Then there can be vertical transportation structures and devices like staircases, lifts, ramps, escalators. So depending on the usage of building, depending on how much crowd is going to be there in the building, how much footfall is going to be there, we decide the size of such vertical transportation mediums. We also decide that should we use a lift or not, depending on population and depending on how many floors are there in a building. Same goes with ramp. Like you won't make a ramp in any two-storied house, but yes, you will definitely make a ramp in a public building. Same goes for lift. Although nowadays it is more common that people have started making lifts in buildings even as small as up to 3 stories only, but it is not something that everyone prefers, but staircase is the most traditional one and the most common one. The size and width of staircase also varies, but there are some basic standard things which do not change, like the size of the tread, which is the part of the step where you keep your foot, and the rise of the step, which is the height of each step. So there are various parts of a staircase, and previously we've observed that at least in 4 to 5 different exams over different years, questions have been asked on the various parts of staircase. So please read about that as well when you're preparing. Please prepare about different parts of staircase. And if you want me to teach you about all of these different parts, then you need to join our classes. Then only we can discuss all of these things in detail. And lastly, we come to building finishes. So as I was telling you that there are different kind of building finishes that can be used on different building components to make the surface look more presentable, more smooth and accessible and usable for human beings. So there can be different kind of finishings, like there can be plastering, especially for walls. There can be pointing. Pointing is something that we usually do when we are making an exposed brick wall or exposed stone wall, meaning we are not putting any putty or plaster on top of the brick or stone. We are keeping it exposed so that the material can be seen. You might have seen Laurie Baker's architecture. Laurie Baker was a very famous master architect from India. His major works can be seen in Tamil Nadu, Kerala especially, and some of his works can also be seen in Sri Lanka. So he used to make a lot of buildings with exposed brickwork. So pointing is a type of finish that is done to make the exposed bricks look more presentable and more polished, because while we are constructing, it looks a bit shabby. Then painting is one thing which can be used on walls and different surfaces for finishing. Varnishing and polishing is something that can be used. Whitewashing is a very common way of building finishing. Then there is this tempering, which was used more in the previous times, color washing or column. And apart from that, there are various kinds of laminates, veneers, wallpapers, and different finishing materials that are available in the market nowadays. You can also read a bit about that. So students, these were the major building components. We also discussed a little bit about building materials that can be used in constructing or designing these building components. And we also discussed about the types of some of these building components. Like we discussed, there were different types of windows, roof, doors. So your homework will be that you have to go explore a little bit and read more about that. So with that, I come to the end of my session. I hope that this was uh, something that taught something new to you, and this would help in your preparation for your upcoming NATA exams. So all the best. And if you have any queries on this topic, you can also leave your questions or your doubts at the comment section of this video so that we can help you and we can reach out to you. So thank you, students. Now I would like to hand over the class to Shubham sir, who will be taking your drawing session.
Hello, hi everyone. My name is Shubham, and now I will be teaching you guys 2D composition, which is a very important part in your exam. So, this is very graphical now, which requires a lot of thinking because sometimes when we do this 2D composition includes a lot of abstract communication. So we don't make a literal drawing that we are not going to make a human figure or object or anything to communicate our thought because the questions are like that which are intangible. So how intangible things can be communicated? The intangible things will be communicated through abstract lines, shapes and all. So this becomes little difficult because here thinking is involved. It's just not about good with the drawing. It's more about the thinking and how basic shapes and shapes like circle, triangle, squares, how they are communicating a thought. Okay, so this is the whole segment. So a basic understanding you must be knowing, but let's understand in a way that there are three shapes: circle, triangle, and square. So the moment you use a lot of rounded shape in your drawing, it will look more positive, more cute, more approachable. The moment you'll use a lot of squarish shape, something which is straight lines, vertical lines, and it will look more stable, calm, composed, mature, trustworthy. And at the same time, if you use a lot of triangular shape, so a triangular shape will have a lot of diagonal lines or pointy things. It will create a dynamic factor, something which is fast, athletic, or it might also hurt, it might be spooky, it might be spiky, it might be devilish, and all that. So these are the basic feelings which is generated through circle, triangle, and square. And the amount of these things that you use in your drawing, in abstract drawing, a same feeling will be reflected. So now I'm sharing my screen. I'll show you few examples, then I'll give you a demonstration, and then you will understand how 2D composition or the abstract drawing works. It helps us to generate a particular feeling or intangible things. Okay, so let's understand a very basic thing here, which says bark and roar. So bark is what? Is this is not something tangible. A sound can't be tangible. You can't see it. You can't draw a bark, the sound of a dog. You can't draw it because you can't see it. So these are something intangible, like the smell or the sound. How you will draw? So now the question is we have to understand the anatomy of these phenomena. So for example, there are two words here, bark and roar. So let's understand first what is bark. So bark is what? Is sharp. It's repetitive because when a dog is barking, it's not like just one dog. Most of the time, so many dogs barks together. So it's repetitive. It's local. Local means that you can hear this sound anytime in your surrounding. It's not a rare thing. And it's too much. It's not very pleasing when too many dogs are barking. It's like it's a shout, it's a noise, it's too much. So whenever you get these kind of word like bark, don't just start jumping to the drawing. First, let's understand what is a bark. What are the characteristic of a bark? Write down those characteristics. Similarly with the roar. Roar is what? It's loud, it's it's more brave, it's rising, it's like in ascending order, it rises and it's mature. These are some feelings. So once you are able to write down the characteristics of anything which is intangible that you can't see, then you think what are the visual element will help you to express these things like sharp and repetitive. Now you see here the lines that you see has very sharp, it's pointy, and it's not like one big sharp line. There are too many sharp lines, which is giving the sharp repetitive. You see these little lines also, which is making it too much, like it's noise everywhere. And because the bark is not like too shrill, so you see these lines, they are little stable also. They got a straight lines also. They are sharp, but a little bit with a straight line because not like too shrill. There's a little bit of bass as well. So this is how we try to represent bark. But at the same time, let's see roar. And because it's little shrill also, so see the stroke size. This black stroke is little thin, but here in roar is thick, it's bold because the roar is bold. Then you see these lines. It's like a sunrise. The roar is like rising, it rises. So you see these lines as well. And because roar is heavy, so the compartment and the divisions are bigger. And because roar is heavy, even you see the color is more darker. It's like dark brown. So this is how we try to represent uh, a bark and a roar with a correct first by writing the characteristic and then finding those visual element in terms of line, shape, color, composition. Four things: line, shape, what kind of shape you will use, composition, where you will use what, color, what color you will add, and the last is intensity or the amount. So it's like composing something, but are we using one shape or too many shapes? What is the amount? What is the intensity or density of shape in your composition? So these are five things: line, shape, color, composition, and intensity will help you to draw anything which is intangible. Okay, so this is the overall basic understanding. Now let me give you one demonstration on something which is complicated, which are not like easy things. When we do this exercise, uh, we don't, the words are not easy, they are a little complicated. So, first we have to understand the word. Okay, so now let me try to make something. So, what I'll make, I'll make bully. Okay, so bully is the topic. They'll say it's difficult. I mean, bully is not an easy topic. Bully is some a very complicated situation, a complicated emotion. It's not very easy. But how we can decode this complicated emotion and then let's represent through the abstract shapes. So first I'll make it and then I'll explain you as well. Thank you. Okay, everyone. So what we did here, let's see. So let's understand what is a bully. Bully is that so many people who are harsh, who are less sensitive, who are demonic, they try to they try to uh, push someone down who is weak, innocent, clean, and nice people. So you see all these sharp lines here, it represents the the one who are doing bully. Okay. They are in red color, it looks aggressive, they are sharp, they looks that they might harm you. They are too much, they look powerful because they are too much, and they are too much, they are covering a larger area. So we understand they are powerful. We also see our victim in yellow color who's more rounded. The round things can be hurt, okay, because these are things are sharp and then there's a rounded thing. So we understand the round part can get hurt. Yellow color looks more innocent, and the proportion. The one who's getting bullied, they can't be so much. So they are small in proportion and they are getting cornered. So they are not in the center, they are getting cornered. So in terms of color, composition, form, we are trying to communicate both things, how victim is looking weak, cornered, innocent, and the harassers are looking strong, too much, red, sharp, everywhere. So this is how we represent something which is complicated, maybe like depression, maybe like hope, maybe like murder, maybe like a psychocrime. There's so many things which are intangible, maybe tangible also, but a difficult phenomena, a difficult emotion, jealousy, envy. How you will represent jealousy and all, or a leadership through abstract composition? For that, you have to decode that word first. What it is, what is the characteristics. Write down those characteristics and then try to figure out what are the visual elements. Color, composition, form, intensity, and some lines can help you to communicate any difficult thought, emotion, tangible, intangible in this world, and you will do it like a designer. So this is the process of making a 2D composition. So be prepared that you might get something intangible like leader, thoughts, emotions, and be prepared how, what are the shape, what are the forms that you'll be using it to communicate those kind of thought. Okay, and also explain it why you have used a certain kind of color, composition, intensity. I mean, this particular thing, this also looks like a bird here, like a bird with a sharp beak, might uh, which might harm you. So a little thing, even if I made this kind of eye, if I make an eye something like this, now it will look more aggressive. है. So I know we don't have to make anything directly. We can't make bird or we can't make human being, but this is just a reflection of a bird, a little bit, just a side of a bird, not exactly a bird. So I think till here it's fine. It might work. Okay. So yeah, now I'm going to stop my screen. Okay, one thing. Let me see is there any kind of questions. Any kind of questions, any confusion, any kind of doubt, curiosity. If you have, you can just write it in chat. Okay, so yeah, these are the things that you'll keep in mind. And sometimes in the 2D composition, they might give you a different kind of question, which is like they will give you one particular object. For example, they will give you a candle. And how, by using candle, you have to create a composition. So how you will do it? I mean, one element you have penguin or a candle. So I'll just quickly share that thing also, so that that is also completed, and then you can. So for example, there's one element bulb, electric bulb, and how you can use one electric bulb to create a composition. So what you have to think in mind that you can use any number of time, you can use the different size, you can use a different orientation, and it can overlap also. So fourth thing, any number of times, any size, any orientation, and overlapping. These things will help you to create variation in your composition. So see, there's a big tilted electric bulbs. Then there are few bulbs which are made in radial. Then some bulbs are overlapping in a linear format, and then applying different kind of colors on it to create a variation, and that will look amazing. Okay. So this is how, this is another kind of 2D composition where you don't have to represent anything intangible. You just get one element, and from that one element, you have to create a composition which should look good, and there should be a sense of aesthetic. That's it. Okay, one more. Let's see with the another example, that is penguin. We have one penguin. How one penguin can create a nice composition. So there's a hierarchy that some you get a you have a focus on the penguin which is kept in the center, yellow and under the inside the orange background. Then there are some penguins which are big, but they are in lighter opacity. They are little mixing up with the background. Then there are few penguins in a line, few penguins in a particular radial manner, change of color, shape, size, not shape, the size, orientation, placements. This create a good looking composition with one element. And yeah, that's how you crack the second kind of question, which is like having one element and create a composition. And the first one was how you have one intangible feeling, and then how you generate through abstract shapes and all. So yeah, here I will end my session on 2D composition. Uh, Thank you very much. I hope this session will help you to decode or to crack these kind of questions. Okay, guys, good luck. Thank you. Bye bye.
All right, so welcome to the third session in this ARC Up series. So hope you have already got a very interesting sessions on arc awareness and drawing. So we'll be starting with the some of the important GK questions which happened in related to some of the events which happened in the past few months. Okay. All right. So this will be questions only, MCQ questions only, and mostly this will be in the same pattern like how it will be asked for your examination. Okay. All right. So without delay, let's start our session. First one. So this is related to a event which happened in Delhi. So this is which ministry organized the event Bharat Parv 2025 at Red Fort? Okay, so I'll give you some few seconds to answer this question. So you can, but meanwhile you can answer it in the chat box. Okay, all right. So which ministry organized the event Bharat Parv 2025 at Red Fort? Okay. All right. So Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Culture, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Home Affairs. Okay. So this is something which is organized annually since 2016 at Red Fort. At Red Fort as part of the Republic Day celebration. Okay. So this is organized by Ministry of Tourism. Organized by Ministry of Tourism. So this is happening at the in front of the Red Fort. There is a lawn known as Gyanpat and this lawn. So there only. So you might have seen in the TVs, and also it will be featuring Republic Day tableaus will be there. Even this band performance by your armed forces will be there. Even the food festivals will be there. Cultural shows will be there. So every year it will be having a theme will be there. Okay. So this year's theme 2025 they had a theme that is Dekho Apna Desh. Dekho Apna Desh, which means just see the country. Okay, so it's this is something to encourage more citizen participation. Okay, all right. So that's regarding your first question. Moving on to next question. Yeah, which country is host of the ninth Asian Winter Games? Ninth Asian Winter Games. A China, B India, C Indonesia, D Malaysia. Okay, so which country is host of the ninth Asian Winter Games? So this is actually the first time India is funding its contingent to the Asian Winter Games. So that is a specialty with respect to India. Okay. So this is something which happened in this February, 7th to 14th of February. So that happened in Harbin. That happened in Harbin, and Harbin is a place in China. Okay, so Harbin is a correct answer. So Asian Winter Games, in that Winter Games, it will be like it won't be like the normal games. Normal like Paris Olympics and all will have javelin throw, all those things will be. So here it will be skiing will be there, skating will be there, even so like that long track skating, short track skating. So like that way it will be there. Okay, all right. So that is regarding ninth Asian Winter Games. Moving on to next question. Arakku Ulsav title Chali is organized in which state? Arakku Ulsav title Chali is organized in which state? Himachal Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so Arakku Valley, which is something which happens in Arakku Valley. Okay, so Arakku Valley is part of the Eastern Ghats, the northern part of the Eastern Ghats. It's actually a hill station, a very popular hill station, like many important biodiversity reserve forests like Anandagiri, Sungari Meta, and also it is also very famous for its bauxite mining. Okay, so like that way, and even like Kerala, Munnar, and all, it will be having plantations are also there, like Arabica coffee. Arakku Arabica coffee is something which is very famous, and this is also having GA tag is also there. Okay, so like that way, it's very famous. It's also known as a Ooty of Andhra. So correct answer is Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh. Ooty of Andhra, Andhra Pradesh. All right, moving on to next question. The Uttar Pradesh government has recently implemented Operation 11 in which city? Operation 11 in which city? Prayagraj, Ayodhya, Varanasi, Gorakhpur. Okay, so recently a very important event is happening in Uttar Pradesh. That is a Kumbh Mela, Mahakumbh. Okay, so Mahakumbh, a very important event is Basant Panchami Amrit Snan. Basant Panchami Amrit Snan. It's a holy dip only. Okay, so this is a very important event in this Maha Kumbh Mela. Basant Panchami, in the day of Basant Panchami, people will be doing their holy dip. So, okay, so this is something. Operation 11 is something. Many people will be coming. So, and this is the largest human gathering, religious gathering in the world itself. Okay, so this is Operation 11 is something to manage the crowd. So this ensures that there is a one-way traffic and smooth movement of this through these bridges will be there. So that is Operation 11, and this Mahakumbh Mela is happening in Prayagraj in Uttar Pradesh. Okay, so correct answer is A, Prayagraj, and here they have actually come up with a program like Zero Error program. Zero error means the instructions will be there, so they have to strictly follow the instructions of the state government to ensure whatever it be, whether it be crowd management, whether it be providing facilities, whatever it be, it has to be followed. But still, unfortunately, there was a crowd mishap which happened in Stampede, which happened in this Mahakumbh Mela this year, in spite of all these efforts. Okay. All right, next one. Next one, which state is home to India's first artificial intelligence university? India's first artificial intelligence university, Odisha, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh. Okay. So recently a task force has been formed for planning and implementation of this particular program. So this university, what they'll be doing, AI research will be there, AI development will be there in different areas like education, innovation, like that many areas it will be there. Okay. So this is in Maharashtra. Okay. So Maharashtra will be home to India's first artificial intelligence university. Okay. All right. Moving on to next question. Yeah. Before that, let me show you, let me introduce you to our BR weekend batch. So we'll be starting our BR weekend batch on April 12th. Okay. So here it will be for JE and Nata. And this will be aimed at students who are ongoing, mostly the ongoing students of this 11th and 12th standard, so that you can attend it on your weekends itself. Okay. So for admissions, you can contact this number 8086 111 Okay. All right, moving on to next question. Which team won the Men's Hockey India League 2024-2025 title? Bengal Tigers, Hyderabad Tufans, Odisha Warriors, Ranchi, Rhino. So which team won the Men's Hockey India League 2024-2025 title? Okay, so correct answer is Bengal Tigers. Correct answer is Bengal Tigers. Okay, so Bengal Tigers, they won the sixth Men's Hockey India League title, defeating the Hyderabad Tufan. Hyderabad Tufans were the runners up. Okay, so it was in 4-3 match. It was in 4-3 in the final. The event happened in Odisha. Okay, in the Birsa Munda Stadium. Birsa Munda International Hockey Stadium in Odisha. And this is actually the first title win for this Bengal Tigers. Okay, and also there was also this women's hockey league was also there. That was won by Odisha Warriors. Okay, so the men's hockey tournament was won by Bengal Tigers. The runners-up were Hyderabad Tufans, and the women's cup was won by the Odisha Warriors. Okay, all right. Next one. Moving on to next question. Which state government has launched India's first WhatsApp-based governance platform, Manamitra? Okay, WhatsApp-based governance platform named Manamitra. So, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka. Correct answer is Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh has recently launched Manamitra. It will be India's first WhatsApp-based governance platform. So WhatsApp-based governance platform means government. There are instances which we have to be in touch with government, right? For example, to apply for some certificate or something. So like that way. So here they are actually providing all the services through WhatsApp itself. They are actually providing around 161 services, civil services through WhatsApp itself, making the services more accessible. Okay, it's part of the digital governance program, both by the state government as well as the central government is also promoting this. Okay, all right. Moving on to next question. Which company has launched a new artificial intelligence tool named Deep Research? It's not DeepSeek, it is Deep Research. Microsoft, Meta, OpenAI, Amazon. Okay. All right, so you might have heard regarding DeepSeek. It's actually Chinese generative AI, same like the ChatGPT. So recently, after the major release of the DeepSeek, controversy was there, like DeepSeek, China, ChatGPT war, everything was there. So this is something which again it was launched by OpenAI itself. Okay, OpenAI to again further counter the DeepSeek. So DeepSeek research, what they'll be doing is they'll be gathering the information from the internet and they'll be creating reports like research analysis. Okay, that was one of the advantages of the DeepSeek. So now this deep research will also be doing the same thing. Okay, all right. So next one. Next one, Pong Dam Lakes Wildlife Sanctuary is located in which state? Pong Dam Lake Wildlife Sanctuary is located in which state? Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra. Okay, so the 2025 annual bird count was held at this Pong Dam Lake Wildlife Sanctuary, and it recorded a lot of birds, like more than 1 lakh birds from around 97, around 100 species with us. That's actually the highest ever count. Okay, so what is the significance of here is there is a dam is there, that is Maharana Pratap. Maharana Pratap Sagadam. It's actually a man-made reservoir on the Bias River. Man-made reservoir on the Bias River. Okay, so Bias River is in Kangra region. Kangra region of which state of Himachal Pradesh? Okay, so correct answer is A, Himachal Pradesh. Okay, all right. Next one. Next one. Pinaga multiple rocket launch system developed by which organization? Pinaga multiple rocket launch system was developed by which organization? So anything related, options are ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, Defense Research and Development Organization, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, Bharat Dynamics Limited. Mostly this is related to launch systems, rockets, missiles. All these things will be developed by the DRDO only. Space related things will be from ISRO, and again this that fighter jets, all the things kind of thing will be from HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Okay, so here the correct answer is DRDO. DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization. Okay, so now the Defense Ministry, they have signed a agreement regarding the that around 10,000 plus crores of this agreement to acquire these things. Okay, so this is actually something. It's an all-weather artillery weapon system. So this was first used in the Kargil War. First used in the Kargil War to neutral Kargil War, which happened in 1999. So to neutralize the enemy position. Okay. After that, again, we slowly started to improve this Pinaga system. Okay. Now it can even carry 12 rockets. 12 rockets, and even the range can be rocket range can be around 75 kilometer from the firing area. Okay. All right, next one. KM3 net. KM3 net, which was in the news, is located under which sea? Red Sea, Arabian Sea, Black Sea, Mediterranean Sea. So what is this KM3 net? Cubic kilometer neutrino telescope. Cubic kilometer neutrino telescope. Okay. So the purpose is to detect the high energy neutrinos beneath the which sea? Mediterranean Sea. Okay, to detect the high energy neutrinos beneath the Mediterranean. So they have kept it in the Mediterranean Sea. So you need to understand what is this neutrino. Okay, so neutrinos are very tiny electrically neutral particles. They won't be having any charge, but it will be electrically neutral particle. So you might have heard regarding photons, like photons. So this is actually photon is the most abundant particles in the uh, particle in Earth. So after that, this is the neutrino. Neutrino is the most abundant particle after photons. Okay, so even they rarely interact with matter. They don't have any charge, right? So they rarely interact with matter. So that's why detecting is also very difficult. So that they also have a nickname. It's known as ghost particles. It's also known as ghost particles. Okay. All right. Moving on to next. What is INS Surat that was recently seen in the news? What is INS Surat? A fleet tanker, a Kamota class covered, nuclear power aircraft carrier, stealth destroyer. Okay, so recently it was in the news. Jan mid, the Indian Navy commissioned three major combatants. Combatant means it will be for fighting purpose. One is INS Surat. Another one is INS Nilgiri. Another one is INS Vagshi. Okay, INS Nilgiri, INS Surat, and INS Vakshi. Okay, so this is actually the fourth and final ship of project known as Project 15B. Project 15B. So Project 15B is something to create a Vishakhapatnam class stealth destroyer. Vishakhapatnam class stealth destroyer. Okay, naval ship only stealth. Stealth means it won't be visible under the radar. Okay, so that is the significance. So again, another significance of this is almost 72% indigenous content made in everything, almost content is Indian only. And this is the first AI enabled worship in India. First AI enabled worship in India. That's also another important significance of this one. Again, destroyer related. So obviously, it will be equipped with several missiles. Will be the like BrahMos missile, BARCH missiles, and even submarine missiles are also. The anti-submarine missiles are also part of it. Okay. All right. Next one. So, which city is venue of the 31st National Children's Science Congress? 31st National Children's Science Congress, Bhopal, Hyderabad, Jaipur, Lucknow. Okay, so recently, Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister, Dr. Mohan Yadav, he has inaugurated the 31st National Children's Science Congress in Madhya Pradesh only, right? So, capital Bhopal. Okay, it was in Bhopal, held from Jan 3rd to Jan 6th. Okay, so many scientists will be coming. Scientists will be teachers, mentors, students. Everyone will be coming, even from outside India also, Gulf countries also. People will be coming. So every year they'll be having a theme for this science congress. Whether it be normal science congress, children's science congress. So this year's theme is understanding ecosystems for health and well-being and well-being. Understanding ecosystem for health and well-being. Okay, so that is a what theme of this year's national 31st National Children's Science Congress. Okay, so this year many important activities are like activities which are mimicking the Chandrayaan mission, water rocketry, robotics competitions, like there were many, even from environment, cheetah conservation exhibitions. So like there were many different things were there. Okay. All right, moving on to next question. Which state government launched the Sikhiya Dat project to educate prisoners? Sikhiya Dat. Okay, Sikhiya Dat means to teach. So, Jagat Guru Nanak Dev, Punjab State University. Jagat Guru Nanak State, Guru Nanak Dev, Punjab State Open University, and Punjab Prison Department together joined this Sikhiya Dat. Okay, so that is Punjab. Correct answer is Punjab. So, what is the purpose? To provide higher education to the jail inmates. Okay, so that after getting out of the jail itself, they'll be their economic self-reliance will be better. They'll be equipped with some knowledge. Okay, so that is the purpose of this Sikhiya Dat project, which was launched by the Punjab government to educate the prisoners in Punjab. Next one. Next one. Shikari Devi Wildlife Sanctuary is located in which state? Shikari Devi Wildlife Sanctuary is located in which state? Okay. Himachal Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Gujarat. So recently, the government of India has designated areas around the Shikari Devi Wildlife Sanctuary as eco-sensitive zones. Okay, eco-sensitive zones, or we call it as ESZ. Okay, eco-sensitive zone. So if one area is declared as eco-sensitive zone, you will be able to protect it from urbanization as well as development. From urbanization and development. Okay, so the sanctuary is located in the Mandi district of Himachal Pradesh. Mandi district of Himachal Pradesh in the Himalayan foothills itself. So why the name Shikari Devi Wildlife Sanctuary? Because Shikari Devi is a goddess, local goddess. And again, there is also a sacred temple which is located in around 2,800 plus feet above the sea level in Himachal Pradesh. Okay. All right. Moving on to next question. Exercise Devil Strike has been conducted by which country recently? Exercise Devil Strike has been conducted by which country recently? India, Nepal, China, Bhutan. Okay, so this happened from Jan 16 to 19, and it involved the top elite airborne soldiers from the Army and Air Force of India. Okay, India. Okay, so why? Focus was on refining logistics and sustainable troops in the tough conditions, like snow will be there, even desert will be there. So like that way, in the tough conditions, how they are actually performing. Okay. All right. Moving on to next question. Halda festival is observed in which state? Halda festival. Madhya Pradesh, Assam, Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh. Okay. So Halda festival again, this is also celebrated in the Jan month only. The purpose is to honor Shishkar Appa. Shishkar Appa is a goddess of wealth. Okay, goddess of wealth to seek blessings to for prosperity and the good harvest of that region. For that only, they are actually celebrating this Shishkar Appa festival. Okay, mostly the celebration is most prominent in the Patan, Gahara and Chandra valleys. Okay, so this is in which state? It is in Himachal Pradesh, in the Lahore, Spiti regions of the Himachal Pradesh region. Okay. Next one. Which ministry has created the cultural village Kalagram in Prayagraj? Which ministry has created the cultural village Kalagram in Prayagraj? Okay, so recently the Union Culture Ministry, Ministry of Culture has created Kalagram. We have already discussed what is happening in Prayagraj. It is a Mahakumbh or Kumbh Mela, which is happening in Prayagraj. Okay, so this they have created a village, 10 to 24 acre cultural village near the Prayagraj railway station itself. Okay, so again, it will be showcasing the Indian art, Indian heritage food, performances. So like that way, many things will be there. That is Kalagram by the model cultural village by uh, constituted by the Union Ministry of Culture. Next one. Next one. Gan Ngai festival is celebrated in which Indian state? Gan Ngai festival is celebrated in which Indian state? Manipur, Odisha, Sikkim, West Bengal. Okay. So Gan Ngai festival is celebrated by a community, Zeliaron. This Zeliaron community. So Zeliaron community will be celebrating this. This Zeliaron community is from Manipur. Okay. So this is usually celebrated after the harvest season. So if they are getting a good harvest, they have to offer the prayers for this particular thing. And also this is considered as a beginning of the new year. So like every festival, again, this will also be having music will be there, dance will be there, spiritual rituals will be there. So all these things will be part of this thing. So this is in Manipur. Okay. All right. Next one. What is the theme of World Cancer Day? World Cancer Day 2025. Debunk the myths, close the care gap, united by unique, we can, I can. Okay, so this World Cancer Day is celebrated on Feb 4. Feb 4, what is the purpose? To raise, obviously, to raise awareness about cancer, its prevention, detection, and treatment. So this was established by an international organization known as a Union for International Cancer Control. Okay, established in 2000. So this day, obviously, it is to spread awareness regarding the cancer-related challenges in India. So every year they'll be having a theme. So this year's theme is United by Unique, to ensure that there is a more people-centric approach towards this cancer. Okay, that is United by Unique. Everyone has to be part of this cancer program. Next one. The golden-headed Cisticala. The golden-headed Cisticala bird was recently discovered at which national park in Kerala? Periyar National Park, Ernakulam National Park, Madhyatanchola National Park, Silent Valley National Park. Okay. So this was recently discovered again in Kerala only. Regarding this bird, this is an omnivorous bird. Omnivorous means it will be feeding on both what animal food as well as a plant food. Okay. So this it's also found, it's mostly found in those grassland regions, in the mountains. In the mountains we have grasslands will be there, right? So other than India, even in Australia it will be there. Even not just in Kerala, even in Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and other parts of Asia also, this will be there. Okay, it's not a much threatened category. It's in the least concern category of the IUCN. Okay, all right. So this was recently found in Madhyakan Shola. Madhyakan Shola National Park in Kerala only. So obviously part of the Western Ghats. Western Ghats. Okay. Next one. Which state is home to India's first white tiger breeding center? Which state is home to India's first white tiger breeding center? Okay, you might have heard regarding many types of tiger like Bengal tiger, Siberian tiger, and all, but there is something known as white tiger is also there. White tiger is not exactly a new species, but still, because of some pigment and all, it is being white. Okay, all right. So the breeding center is in Rewa. Breeding center is in Rewa. Okay, near the Mugandpur White, yeah, near Govindpur in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so the correct answer is Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so uh, yeah, there is something known as a Mugunpur white tiger safaris also there. Okay, so that earlier there was a king known as Maharaja Martanda Singh. So he actually found a white tiger in 1951. He wanted to start a breeding program for this white tigers. Okay, so based on that only, this area became popular for white tiger. Next, Kolleru Lake, which was seen in the news, is located in which state? Kolleru Lake, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, Kerala, Tamil Nadu. Okay, Kolleru Lake. So recently, this National Green Tribunal, they restrained the state government from proceeding with 6 infrastructure projects in the Kolleru wetland. Why? Because Kolleru is a very important biodiversity spot. Okay, so Kolleru is it's in the delta between Krishna and Godavari, lies in the between the Krishna and Godavari deltas, and it is Asia's largest freshwater lake. Asia's largest freshwater lake. Freshwater lake, that is Kolleru Lake, and it's in the eastern part. Okay, it's in the eastern part, so obviously not Kerala. Okay, eastern part of and it rains in the Bay of Bengal. Okay, so this is Bay of Bengal, and this is Arabian Sea. This will be raining in the Bay of Bengal river. Okay, sorry, Bay of Bengal ocean. So it is in Andhra Pradesh. Kolleru is in Andhra Pradesh. It's also very important bird area. Next one. Right. So what is Tropics 25? That was recently seen in the news. Tropics 25. So a space exploration program, Indian Navy's largest biennial maritime exercise, a disaster relief operation, none of them. Okay, so Tropics is theater level operational readiness exercise. Theater level operational readiness exercise. So India, uh, this is Indian Navy's largest biennial maritime exercise. Indian Navy's largest biennial maritime exercise. This is led by Indian Navy, but other forces are also there. For example, Army is there, even Air Force, and even Coast Guard is also there. But it is led by, it's an initiative of the Indian Navy only. So, what is the purpose? To counter challenges in the Indian Ocean region. Okay, Indian Ocean region. That is the purpose of tropics. So, Indian Ocean region, there is an international grouping is also there. That is Quad. India, Australia, Japan, and US. So these countries are also there. So that is Quad. So again, this exercise will again reinforce India's role in the regional security as well as the Quad cooperation. Okay. All right. Next one. Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve is located in which state? Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve is located in which state? Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Odisha. Okay. So why it was in the news? Because recently you might have heard this also. A tiger known as Chota Bheem. Tiger known as Chota Bheem. Chota Bheem. It's a very popular tiger, famous tiger. So that recently died, and it had some multiple fractures were there. So that recently died. So at that time, this was in the Bandhavgarh was in the news. Okay, so Bandhavgarh is in Madhya Pradesh. Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve is in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, Bandhavgarh Fort is also very popular. Bandhavgarh Fort. This tiger reserve is in a very scenic place. When the landscape will be there, hills will be there, even the surrounded by this fort, and even some of the important flora and fauna like salt trees. So like that, we species is also very much popular in this place. Okay. All right. Next one. Next one. Again related to space only. SpearX telescope. SpearX telescope, which was seen in the news, is associated with which space agency? Okay, so we have different types of space telescope with it. For example, like we had the Hubble telescope, a very popular old telescope, and after that we had the James Webb. One is Hubble, popular one is Hubble. After that we had the James Webb, James Webb Space Telescope. So it's also known as JWST. Okay, so these are the two important telescopes which were used for this observing this universe, observing universe and what are the secrets of universe. Many of our planets, stars, everything were discovered by these things only. Okay, so in that league, one more telescope is coming. That is a SpearX telescope. SpearX, it's a very revolutionary space telescope. To again, the purpose is same only to explore the universe origin. Okay, but still again, this is not much advanced like the James Webb telescope. It's having a different lower purpose. Okay, James Webb is around 10 billion. That is a cost. Again, here it is just around 500 million is only the cost of this. Okay, all right. So this is an initiative of NASA, National Aeronautics and Space Administration. It's a like ISRO for India. US is having NASA. Okay. All right. Next one. Which state government has launched India's first WhatsApp-based governance? This we have discussed. Yeah. Again, let me introduce you to our B.ARCH weekend batch. So we'll be having classes for JE as well as Nata. Mostly this will be aimed at students who are still going for their 11th as well as 12th standard. Okay, so the classes will be starting on April 12th. For admissions, you can contact this number 8086 111 044. Okay, all right. So let's move on to next question. Which company has launched a new artificial intelligence tool? Yeah, sorry. The Blue Ghost Lander is part of which NASA's program? Blue Ghost Lander is part of which NASA's program? Artemis program, James Webb Telescope, Cyclone Global Navigation Satellite System, none of the above. Okay, so this Blue Ghost lander, it is developed by something known as Firefly Aerospace. The purpose is lunar exploration. Lunar exploration, that is to explore the moon. Okay, so this will be delivering the scientific payloads to the moon under NASA's very important program known as the Artemis program. Okay, under the Artemis program. So this lander supports NASA's lunar surface operations for better sustainable human operation. So this is actually a private company. Okay, Firefly Aerospace is actually a private company. So this private company is involving with NASA. So more what involvement of private sector in the space missions. Okay. All right. Moving on to next question. Again related to space only. Navik. Navik has been developed by which space organization? European Space Agency, ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, NASA, National Aeronautics and Space Administration, and JAXA, Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency. Okay, so recently there was a failure of this one of the satellites. Okay, we call it as NVS 02. NVS 02. Okay, so recently the space agency conducted this operation and it was a partial failure. So that was a setback for this NAVIC system. What is NAVIC? Navigation with Indian Constitution. Okay, so it is Indian Space Research Organization. This is India's own satellite navigation system. Earlier, it was known as a IRNSS. Okay, IRNSS. That is Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System developed by ISRO. So, what is the purpose? We already might be knowing many other positioning system like GPS, Global Positioning System, and we have GLONASS. We have GLONASS of Russia, and even Galileo. That's actually the positioning system of what Europe. Okay, so like that way, it's the same way. Like how we use GPS, we can use IRNSS in the local way. Okay, all right. So that is regarding NAVIC as well as IRNSS. Next one. Bhimghat Wildlife Sanctuary is located in which state? Bhimghat Wildlife Sanctuary is located in which state? Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala. Okay. So recently there was a plan to open this Bhimghat Wildlife Sanctuary for a wild safari. So that has triggered some controversy. Why? Because people will be going there again. That will be an environmental backlash will be there. So like that, it was in the 2011 only. This was declared as a wildlife sanctuary, and there also again another fort is also there. That is a Bhimghat Fort. Okay, Bhimghat Fort. It was built by Shivaji Maharaj. It was built by Shivaji Maharaj in the 17th century. The place is Karnataka. Okay, so this is in Karnataka. Okay. All right, moving on to next one. The term donkey route or donkey route is related to which one of the following? An illegal immigration method, a trade route between India and Russia, a new air route in India, none of them. Okay, so recently the US military, very controversial thing, a US military aircraft carrying 104 deported Indian national landed in the Amritsar airport. Okay, so they actually had spent around 30 lakh to 1 crore on expenses and agent fees to reach the USS. So it is not a proper way through which they have taken. So, but it is through an illegal and dangerous immigration path, and in that illegal route only they have taken. That route is known as the Dunki route. Dunki route. Okay, Dunki route. The name came from the donkey journey. Donkey journey means very risky as well as very long route, which was taken to without the permits or without any resources we can go. So that is Dunki route. So basically, answer is an illegal immigration method. Dunki route. Next question. Which wildlife sanctuary has been selected as India's second cheetah habitat? Which wildlife sanctuary has been selected as India's second cheetah habitat? Hazaribagh Wildlife Sanctuary, Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary, Kamlang Wildlife Sanctuary, Chandoli Wildlife Sanctuary. Okay, so which was selected as India's second cheetah habitat? Okay, so recently we have been bringing cheetahs from many other African countries and all, like maybe Nigeria and all. We have been bringing in the cheetahs. Okay, so this is in Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary. So this will be in Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary, that is in Madhya Pradesh. Gandhi Sagar Wildlife Sanctuary in Madhya Pradesh. So that will become India's second cheetah habitat. Okay, so we are actually ordered 8 cheetahs from South Africa now. So 6 of them will be arriving before this summer season itself. Okay, very popular river is also going through this area. That is Chambal River. Chambal River. It's in the Chambal Basin region. Okay, it's very important. It's having very diverse topography, like hills will be there, plateaus will be there, river will be there. Like that's a very ecologically rich area. Okay, next one. Next one, India's first indigenous automated biomedical waste treatment plant has been launched in which city? Chennai, Hyderabad, New Delhi, and Kolkata. Okay, so recently the Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh he has inaugurated the India's first indigenous automated biomedical waste treatment plant. The name is also there. This is the name, Strajanam. Okay, this is the name of the plant. Okay, so this was in AIMS, Delhi, All India Institute of Medical Science, Delhi. Okay, so correct answer is New Delhi. All India Institute of Medical Science, New Delhi. It was developed by CISR. Okay, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. Okay, so they only created this. So initially they'll be having around 400 kg. They can dispose of a waste of 400 kg per day. Okay, so that is a capacity of this. Moving on to next one. International Day of Women and Girls in Science is observed annually on which day? International Day of Women and Girls in Science is observed annually on which day? Okay, so this was something which was declared by the UN. Okay, UN has declared this day for International Day of Women and Girls in Science. Okay, so what is the purpose of the day? It is to promote equal participation, for or maybe equal participation of women in the science field. Science field in the sense we call it as STEM. Call it as STEM. Okay, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics will be there. Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics field. So this is celebrated on or observed on February 11th. February 11th. Okay, so every year there'll be something will be there. So in India also, an agency is part of the this what observance. So that is DST, Department of Science and Technology, which is coming under the Ministry of Science and Technology. Okay, in India also we have different schemes to promote women in this STEM field. One is a Kiran scheme. Okay, Kiran scheme. That is a very important scheme to promote women participation in the science field. Okay, so this year 2025 is actually the 10th anniversary of this observance. It started in 2015. So now this is the 10th anniversary of International Day of Women and Girls in Science. Okay, all right. Next one, PM Daksha scheme is launched by which ministry? PM Daksha scheme, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Ministry of Agriculture. So which ministry has launched the uh, just PM Daksha scheme? Pradhan Mantri Dakshata or Kushalata Sambanna Hitgrahis. Pradhan Mantri Dakshata or Kushalata Sampanna Hitgrahis. It's a central sector scheme which was launched by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Okay. So it is approved for 5 years actually from starting 2021-22. So now till this year it will be there. I mean, like next year it will be there. 2025-26 it will be there. What is the purpose? To provide skill training through upskilling will be there, entrepreneurship development will be there. So like that it will be doing. It's especially aimed at SCs, OBCs as well as economic backward class. So that is the main purpose of it. Okay, PM Daksha scheme. So this was launched by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Launched by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Okay. Next one. Which institution has launched a new digital platform called Mitra? New digital platform called Mitra. Okay. Nidhi Aayog, Reserve Bank of India, State Bank of India, Securities and Exchange Board of India. Okay. So the purpose, the Mitra stands for Mutual Fund Investment Tracking and Retrieval Assistant. Mutual Fund Investment Tracing and Retrieval Assistant. Okay. So what is the purpose? It is to help these investors track and reclaim the inactive or unclaimed mutual fund folios. Okay. So that is the main purpose. So the body which is dealing with this mutual fund, stock market, all these things is SEBI. Securities and Exchange Board of India. So they have launched the platform Mitra, Mutual Fund Investment Tracing and Retrieval Assistant. Okay. All right. Next one. Next one. Which city is the host of World Government Summit 2025? Which city is the host of World Government Summit 2025? Paris in France, Dubai in UAE, New Delhi in India, Beijing in China. Okay, so this will be the 12th edition. This will be the 12th edition of the World Government Summit in Summit. Okay, so this happened in Feb 10th to Feb 13th. So what is the purpose? It will be gathering the global leaders and even experts regarding public policy will be there. Decision makers will be there. So like that, every people will be there. Every year, this will be having a theme also. So this year's theme was future, shaping future governments, shaping future governments. Okay, so this year it will be, it was held at Dubai, Dubai in UAE. Okay, not a government initiative, but it's a NGO initiative, non-governmental organization initiative. But it was that NGO was started by the UAE leader only. Okay, supreme leader only, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum in 2013. So this will be the 12th edition, 2025. All right, moving on to next. What is the name of the aerospace quality semiconductor chip jointly developed by IIT Madras and ISRO? Iris, Prithvi, Saryu, Vikram. Okay. So recently IIT Madras and ISRO, they have successfully developed and booted the Shakti based semiconductor chip. Okay. So that the name is Iris. Indigenous RISCV controller for space application. RISCV means reduced instruction set computer 5. Okay. Reduced instruction set computer 5. So this is basically an open source instruction set architecture. For example, we can do the custom processor designs and all will be there. Okay, the project obviously it is something related to semiconductor. So one ministry should also be involved. So that is Ministry of Electronics and IT. Okay, so we have a program known as Digital India. Digital India. So obviously that components of Digital India are also part of this particular program. Okay. All right. Next one. What is the name of, yeah, which country is host of Para Archery Asia Cup 2025? Which country is host of the Para Archery Asia Cup 2025? China, India, Thailand, Malaysia. Okay, so recently, India, during this tournament, Indian para archery team had won 6 gold medals. It's a very amazing achievement. 6 gold medals in the 2025 edition of this para archery cup. Okay, so even India is in the top of the medal tally with 12 medals, including 6 gold. Okay, so this happened in Bangkok. And Bangkok is the capital of Thailand. Okay, so Thailand is the correct option. All right, next one. The International Day for Prevention of Violent Extremism is observed on which day? International Day for Prevention of Violent Extremism is observed on which day? 11th of February, 12th of February, 13th of February, 14th of February. Okay, so this was established by the United Nations General Assembly. So they have adopted a resolution 77 bar 243. Okay, so purpose is to address the global threat of violent extremism. Global threat of violent extremism. So when the day in which they have adopted, so that is known as that is celebrated as International Day for Prevention of Violent Extremism, and that is observed on Feb 12th. That is observed on Feb 12th. Okay, again the purpose is to raise awareness about the dangers of violent extremism. Next one. Which state government has launched the Har Khet Swasth Khet campaign to improve soil health? Har Khet Swasth Khet campaign to improve soil health. Okay. So the purpose is to collect soil samples from every acre and provide soil health card to the farmer. So in the soil health card, everything related to the soil will be there, like whether which all crops are suitable and which all fertilizers we can use. So like that way, everything related, like our medical report, it will be like the soil report will be there. Okay. So this was launched by Haryana government. Har Khet Swasth Khet. It was launched by Haryana government. Okay. Next one. National Women's Day is celebrated every year in India on February 13th to mark the birth anniversary of which personality? National Women's Day, not International Women's Day. This National Women's Day celebrated in India alone. Okay. So this is to remember the birth anniversary of which personality? Rani Lakshmi Bai, Indira Gandhi, Kalpana Chawla, Sarojini Naidu. Okay. Correct option is B. Sarojini Naidu. Okay. All right. So Sarojini Naidu, she was a freedom fighter, even she was a poet, and she was the first women president of Indian National Congress, first Indian women president of International Congress. Okay. And she was also later she became the governor of in Indian states, and she's also known as a Nightingale of India. Nightingale of India. Okay. So her birth anniversary is celebrated as National Women's Day. Okay, on Feb 13th. Next one. Which state is host of the 17th National River Rafting Championship 2025? 17th National River Rafting Championship of 2025. Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Himachal Pradesh, Meghalaya. Okay, so this will be happening in March 20 to 25 at the Pirdi, Rafting Center. So this will be in Kulu. Okay, Kulu, Pirdi Rafting Center in Kulu. You might be knowing Kulu Manali and all. Okay, so this Kulu is in Himachal Pradesh. Okay, organized by the Indian Rafting Foundation with Himachal Pradesh Rafting Association. Okay, so that will be in March 20 to 25 in Kulu in Himachal Pradesh. Next one. Anamudi Shola National Park is located in which state? Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra. Anamudi Shola National Park is located in which state? Okay, so recently the National Kerala Water Authority confirmed that National Board of Wildlife has approved using some hectares of this Anamudi, hectare of land of this Anamudi Shola National Park for constructing something around the river. Okay, so it is located in the Western Ghats region. Located in the Western Ghats region, and it is Kerala. Okay. Next one. Again related to a military exercise. The 6th edition of exercise Therma Guardian is conducted between India and which country? 6th edition of exercise Therma Guardian is conducted between India and which country? Correct answer is Japan. Okay, so it will be sometimes in India, sometimes it will be in Japan. So this year it will be in Japan. Okay, it will be starting in next week, Feb 25th to March 9th. It will be going on. Okay, so the military groups of two countries like Japan and India will be coming together, and they'll be checking the interoperability. They'll be showcasing what are their positives in this regard. Okay. All right. Next one. Which organization has released the 2025 edition of International Classification of Diseases, ICD? World Health Organization, International Red Cross, United Nations Development Program. Okay, so recently this was released by World Health Organization. They have released the 2025 edition of International Classification of Diseases. International Classification of Diseases. Okay, so every year they'll be releasing it. This is actually the 11th revision. Okay, 11th revision which happened in this. Okay, so what is the purpose of this ICD? It is to understand what are the cause of the disease, what are the consequences, what are the extent of the disease, how many deaths are there worldwide. So like that way. Okay, so it's very essential for maintaining this health record as well as statistics of the diseases. All right. Next one. Which zoological park is home to India's first biobank? Which zoological park is home to India's first biobank? Okay, Patmaja Naidu Himalayan Zoological Park, National Zoological Park, Nandanganan Zoological Park, Nehru Zoological Park. So this will be the India's first biobank will be in Patmaja Naidu Himalayan Zoological Park in West Bengal. It's in West Bengal. Okay. So this will be in collaboration of CZMB, Center for Cellular and Microbiology. Okay, what is the purpose? To preserve the cell and tissue samples from the endangered species. Okay, so that is the purpose. So that uh, even if something happens to these animals, also we'll be able to somehow we'll be able to recreate the animal. Okay, revive the animals. Next one. Sauparnika River, which was seen in the news, flows through which state? I'll say why it was in the news. So recently, this some of the environmentalists they have raised concerns over the rising pollution in this Sauparnika River. A very popular temple is also near this Sauparnika River. That is a Kollur Mugambika temple. Kollur Mugambika temple. Okay, so this is in the Western Ghats. Okay, Western Ghats options are Maharashtra, Odisha, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh. Odisha is not in Western Ghats. Andhra Pradesh is not in Western Ghats. So correct answer is Karnataka. Okay, Karnataka. It originates in the Kodajadri hills of Western Ghats. Kodajadri hills of Western Ghats. Okay, all right. So that's it for today. So again, once again, reminding you regarding our new B.ARCH weekend batch. So the classes will be starting on April 12th. So this will be for the students who are currently going for their 11th as well as 12th center so that they can also prepare along with that in the weekends. Okay. So for admissions, you can call this number 8086 111 044. Okay. So we'll be again having this kind of live sessions for not just for general knowledge, but for other subjects also related to Nata. Okay. All right. So that's it for today. So more such videos, you can subscribe to our channel, THiNC Institute of Design channel, and also more exam updates will be available in the our Instagram pages and other social media handles also. All the links will be provided in the chat box. Okay. So that's it for today. Thank you. Good night.